Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Thursday, December 15th, and we've got a pretty busy pattern coming up over the next 72 hours. If we get right to the headlines, looks like continuation of the lake effect snow showers, blustery, blowing and drifting conditions continue in the morning, but I think by afternoon it'll begin to diminish somewhat, and then I think all eyes will focus on the winter storm that'll be moving into the area for later tomorrow into Saturday. Right now snow could start in the area as early as tomorrow morning, but I think the steadier and heavier snow looks like it'll arrive for late in the afternoon or evening and continue right into Saturday morning. And when all of a sudden it looks like many areas could pick up 6 to 10 inches of snow. However, once you get down into far southern and southeast lower Michigan, there could be a mix of freezing rain and sleet, and maybe even some plain rain for a period before it turns much colder, and that could hold their accumulations down to about 3 to 6 inches there. Again, we'll continue to watch the track of the storm, which right now looks like it'll track from Colorado right up into south central Illinois into northeast Ohio in towards the London, Ontario area, and that puts much of mid-Michigan in a real favorable spot for heavy snow. If we look at the next webcam shot, you can see from London this morning, they got snow showers coming off Lake Huron, so very snowy there. And if we look at the normals, our normal high is 32, the normal low is 19. And if we look at conditions around the area yesterday, we had high temperatures mainly around 20 degrees across much of the area, only mid-teens across southeast lower Michigan where they don't get the protection from Lake Michigan. And our surplus of above normal temperatures for the month just about wiped out by tomorrow's report. You should see this a negative or blue as we continue to cool down. If we look at the next shot, you can see the highest and lowest temperatures across the lower 48 for yesterday, 87 degrees at Opelika, and the cold spot 21 below zero near Dunkirk, Montana. If we look at conditions around the area this morning, you can see temperatures mainly in the single digits across much of the area, down to minus 0.5 degrees below zero at Clarksville for the cold spot. And with those cold temperatures and some wind out there, you can see minus 12 degrees wind chills at Marlette and Brown City, and minus 11 at Clarksville. If we look at the regional radar, you can see across the Great Lakes the lake effect feeder bands coming off, and across Lake Superior producing some of those significant lake effect conditions there. And you can see winter storm watches across to Wisconsin all the way back into Minnesota. Winter storm warnings also, and I expect here at some point today we'll see winter storm watches for much of lower Michigan, especially across the northern 3/4 of the lower peninsula. Again, this should be a pretty significant snowfall, and something this storm will have that the other one didn't. We've got snow banks on many of the roads to allow blowing and drifting, and I think there'll be more of that this time with a little bit stronger wind fields, as that low pressure system, a little stronger than the last one, should create more in a way of wind. And with the snowfall rates, ratios of about 15 to 20 to 1 at the beginning, I think we have a chance of, again, getting towards the top end of that 6 to 10 inch range. If we look at the satellite view this morning, you can see the very cold air rotating around the Great Lakes, and then as this system comes in from the west, it'll bring plenty of moisture up over that cold air, and we should see snow again really develop across much of the area. Already snow breaking out into the plains, and that'll be heading our way for tomorrow morning. If we look at the radar, you can see that snowfall now across portions of Nebraska into northeast Kansas. Again, that'll continue to increase and move off to the east as that storm heads our way. As far as the weather map this morning, you can see high pressure system with the clockwise winds coming around from the northwest, bringing that lake effect activity to the Great Lakes. Already by later this afternoon, snow begins to break out as it is right now, as you've seen on the radar across the plains. And by tomorrow, we see a band of heavier snow develop in that area right into the Michigan. And finally, by Saturday morning, you can see as the low pressure system is tracking to the northeast, southeast lower Michigan has a good shot at some freezing rain. And again, that's something we're going to keep an eye on, that rain snow line right now. It looks like, I think it'll be a little farther south than this. I think basically once you get north of Lansing, it should be mainly all snow. And if we look at the precipitation amounts here over the next 7 days, most of it coming in the next 72 hours, you can see a lot of 3/4 of an inch to about 1.25 inches. Again, most of this will be in the form of snow. And again, as we look at the Breckenridge area, Elma area example of showing 0.8 inches of liquid equivalent, much of that snow in the at least the first half of the storm is going to be about 15 to 20 snowfall ratio. And again, so I think we have a good shot at picking up around 8 to 10 inches, maybe even a hair more once you get across central Michigan. And I think this area here, from around Houghton Lake all the way down to about St. John's, that looks like about the area I think where the heaviest snow will fall. As far as some of the models, the WPC showing again a large area of a half a foot of snow or better, and again these are 10-to-1 ratios. And then if we look at the GFS by Sunday night, you can see it depicts a lot of 7, 6, 8-inch snowfalls across much of the center portion of the state. Again, this is where I think the heaviest snow will fall, and I do suspect that we will see winter storm watches hoisted sometime today from the National Weather Service. And again, this is where I think the heaviest snow is roughly going to fall across that area, a solid 6 to 10 inches. And again, wouldn't be surprised to see some isolated heavier amounts as that low pressure system tracks off to the south to near Toledo and up towards southwest Ontario. Thanks for stopping by, and have yourself a great day. Get your snow shovels all waxed up, and 73s to all.